Why do coins have ridges on them? Why do some coins not have ridges on them? Yesterday I talked a little bit about gold and silver, and I thought I would spend a little time today going over a couple of basic principles on coinage and so forth. And I showed you some coinage yesterday. These are original silver dollars. Some of these go back as far as this one is 1880, but this one isn't in very good condition. It's very smooth. The edges are smooth on it, smooth on the face. Its numismatic value, that is its rare coin value, wouldn't be very much. Even these, they've been handled. They are not in mint condition. They are probably only, their value is only in their actual silver content. The same is true of a $50. Here's a Kennedy $50. Later on, the Kennedy $50, which this is almost all silver. No coin today, no silver coin or gold coin is absolutely 100% pure silver or gold. Gold is very, very soft. Silver not as soft, but and so there are some little bit of maybe some little bit of base metal in here, but very, 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 very little. Same thing with dimes. And the purpose of this, though, was to assure people that that you pass this dollar on to somebody else, it was going to retain that value. So how did they protect coins? I don't have a gold coin with me, but a gold coin is set up the same way, has the ridges on the outside edge. And the reason for that is that before that took place, people would take a very, very, very sharp knife and just scrape off a little bit of the edge of a silver coin, or just scrape off a little bit of the edge of a gold coin. Still pass that gold coin or silver coin off as the real thing, and then take those shavings, melt them down, and take them to an assayer's office, and the assayer's office would then give them, would pay them for that gold and silver. And so they were in essentially defrauding people by just diluting the coinage just a little bit. In fact, in the book of Isaiah, talks about how your silver has become dross, that they were using base metals and passing off what they had found as the real thing. And it says, also goes on and says your wine has been diluted with water. Well, in order to protect people, these ridges were put on here so people wouldn't be clipping coins. Now you'll notice if you pick up a nickel that it's very smooth, and a penny is smooth. No one would clip a nickel or clip a penny because these metals are, they're not in great demand, although copper is today. That's why you find people going into homes, vacant homes, and stealing all the copper out of the homes, literally pulling it out of the walls and then taking it down to a scrap yard and selling the copper for scrap. People understand what is valuable today. And in a falling economy, of course, people will revert to these types of coins. And so the ridges were put on these coins in order to protect them from debasement. In 1963, all silver coinage was essentially pulled from the market governmentally, but it was still circulating in the economy. Now, there was also a time you could go back and the question has always come, what about paper money? And again, as I mentioned, it's really not made out of paper. It's made out of denim for the most part, and I think some flax. And the process of creating paper is very difficult today, and of course it's supposed to be. And the original purpose of the so-called paper money was so people didn't have to carry around large amounts of gold and silver, because this could be quite cumbersome. And so what would happen is that you would retain your gold and silver in a bank, and a bank would give you a gold and silver certificate. And so those certificates then told the bank that if you ever came back, you could literally pull your gold and silver out of the bank. So the gold certificates were worth, in many cases, just as much as the gold and silver was. Well, over a period of time, government says, look, well, we don't have to do any of this. We don't need to really have the gold and silver. I mean, as long as people think we have the gold and silver, everything was okay. So there was always this idea, well, all the gold is in Fort Knox. And so people were secure that they always knew that their dollars were backed up by gold and silver, by real coinage, by real metal, very difficult to mine, very, very expensive to get. And in reality, of course, over a period of time, people just began to trust the dollar. And so the government officials say, hey, if that's the way things are, we can just keep printing money. And it's gotten to the point today where you don't even have to print money. All you have to do is add 3 more zeros to a number, and all of a sudden it's flash instant money. It's called fiat money. Now, when this takes place, people get nervous. And Gresham's law goes into effect. And Gresham's law says that bad money drives out good money. So the more bad money, that is unbacked dollars that are in the marketplace, and as the number of those goes up, what happens is that the money that people hold, the value goes down. You dilute the purchasing power of that money. And so as a result, when that happens, people start hoarding money. And this is what took place in 1963 and still takes place today. This dollar here, this is a silver dollar, but it's worth more than $1. It might be worth in the neighborhood of $18 because that's the price of silver today. The same thing with gold. Gold, I think officially at one time it was $32. Well, today an ounce of gold probably goes in the neighborhood of around probably $1,200. And the reason for that is because there are literally trillions of dollars out there in the marketplace, and as the number of dollars goes up, the price of gold goes up and tries to create equilibrium with it. If the number of dollars goes down, that is, if cash is tight, you're going to see the price of gold drop. This is the way the market works. And for congressmen to blast people who are trying to get people to at least protect some of their assets by gold and silver is contrary to the way people think, contrary to the Constitution of the United States, and contrary to the history of how people have valued certain commodities. And so this gives you a little idea on the nature of coinage and why we're in the situation we are in today. Anytime there has been a crisis in a society, people revert to gold and silver, and they will go to almost any means in order to protect it. You saw what the Nazis did during World War II, literally extracting gold from the teeth of Holocaust victims. So everybody understands the nature of all this except for Congress. But as I said in yesterday's program, Congress does in fact understand this. This is why they want to keep people from panicking over the falling value of the dollar, and also panicking over the uncertainty in the marketplace and the uncertainty in terms of monetary issues. So if you want more information about gold and silver, there's a great deal of it online. If you want to buy gold and silver, again, do your homework. The price of gold and silver is essentially the same for everybody. It's the premium that you have to worry about, and some people are going to give you a better deal than others.
For more related to this topic, check out God, Guns, and Gold, Foundations for Christian Freedom. You will find it at AmericanVision.com.